Hold up, hold up, hold up. It's that boy G playing. Don't give a damn. He cooler than a fan. Walking real tall. Some say he's a man.
Can you think about the last time all of you guys were collectively in the studio?
Oh
The
yeah,
last song y'all probably did to get like we were all of y'all was in the studio writing or getting ready to
man.
record.
I know the last or one of the last time talking about all of us together in the studio, man. We had to be in H time, you know what I'm saying? And I think we was writing that. What you think about it, dog?
Yeah.
I'm thinking the same thing you thinking. You know what I'm saying? And that's how connected and in sync we was with each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, that's where that song stemmed from. Us just, you know what I'm saying, vibing and you know what I'm saying, being on the same note, man, and being in accord and aligned with each other, man. You know what I'm saying? That's how that came about. You know what I'm saying? And that was one of the, you know what I'm saying, that was one of the last times I think we just all was together, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, making that. It might have been some time, a couple times after that, but that was like what hit my head that I really remember, you know, all of us being together vibing, you know what I'm saying, in the stew together, you know what I
Mm.
mean?
Now you mentioned Houston, and,
Yeah.
and Houston influenced you guys a
Oh yeah.
lot.
Oh man.
How was that Houston influence on you guys' music?
Oh man, because like I say, we was able to identify with their music. We was able to relate to their music because they was living how we was living. You know what I'm saying? You know, they was on the same type of time we was on, man. You know, thugging, hustling, you know what I mean? Jumping fly, you know what I'm saying? Fucking with bras, you know what I mean? Trying to shine on the grind, you feel me? And we related to that, you know what I'm saying? Because that was our lifestyles, you know what I mean? So of course, you know what I'm saying? They definitely had a major, major impact on it. You know what I'm saying? You know, listening to them guys, man, you know, it was like we were listening to our homeboy, you know,
Are
listening
we
to,
saying like Swisher House S.U.C. solely?
man, it was so, I mean, you know, Switch Eyes, you know, but it was mainly S.U.C, man. You
Yeah.
know, we was S.U.C, man, the big poles and keys and PATs, man, Litos and, you know what I'm saying, youngster, man, and, you know,
Did y'all meet some of them? Did y'all?
yeah,
Yeah.
man, we done met a lot of them. Key,
Yeah.
Youngster, Poking, 3-2. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
And you
Man,
got a song with ESG, don't you?
yeah,
Yeah.
with ESG, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we done met a few of them boys, man. You know, we done met a few of them boys. Yeah, most definitely.
And the reason why I'm highlighting this, like when it comes to North Louisiana, which we are in Central North
Yeah,
Louisiana, it's different musically because you go down south,
yeah,
it's more, Soldier Slim and
right.
Cash Money No Limit. Even though they were up here too,
Yeah,
but I do think that like the Houston culture resonated with us more
it
than it
did.
did down south. You know.
Yeah, it did. It definitely did, you know what I'm saying? Cause we were Cash Money No Limit fan, you know what I'm saying? But we was able to really resonate, you know what I'm saying, with that Houston culture, that Houston music, you know what I'm saying? Cause like I say, they was really, you know what I'm saying, talking about, you know what I'm saying, what we was living like, they was living like what we was living like. So,
Yeah.
we was able to really relate to that,
Yeah.
you know.
Now I want to talk a little more about the group, man. So you are still alive. So just you and GB.
Me, GB, and Marlon, man.
Y'all the only three left.
Yeah.
Who was the first to go?
Oh man, Soul Jane, man. Yeah.
And him leaving the group, his demise. Well, I don't know how he passed, but how did his death affect you guys?
Man, that shit there, man. That shit there, man. That was hard there, cause like I say, he really was the glue. You know what I'm saying? For the group, man. He was the glue, man. You know what I'm saying? He had that passion and that drive and that, that motivation
Mm.
that kept us ignited and fired up. You know what I'm saying? That man used to come get us out the trenches, man. Come get us from our highs, you know what I'm saying, to go do music. You know what I'm saying? When we wasn't even, you know what I'm saying, probably thinking about music at the time, some of them times, man, that man used to be like, man, let's do some music, man. Let's do some music. Because the music, now I look at it, the music was his therapy. The music was his getaway. You know what I'm saying? The music was his medicine. You know what I'm saying? You know, it was a part of his healing process. You know what I mean? Like, you know, because he definitely turned that pain into passion.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and you know, but at the same time, you know, he just was a fan of us all, just like we was a fan of him. You know what I'm saying? And he just, you know, believed in the brotherhood we had, man, and he just, you know what I'm saying, always wanted us to be, you know what I'm saying, with each other, and you know what I'm saying, always wanted us to be on that music thing, you know what I'm saying? So that definitely, man, that was a blow. That really, man, took a toll on us, man. You know what I'm saying, especially with the music thing. You know, that definitely, you know what I'm saying, you know, losing him for shit show.
Him. And who left next?
Oh, three. Yeah, three had, you know what I'm saying, passed later, you know. But yeah, you know, both of them boys, you know what I'm saying, three was like the big homie, you know what I'm saying? You know, he was a couple years older than us, so
Yeah.
you know, we always looked up to three, you know what I'm saying, just knowing him as a homie out the hood, you know what I'm saying, because he was already, you know what I'm saying, in the mix, you know what I'm saying, when we was, we was lit, you know what I'm saying, we was lit pups, you know what I'm saying, he was already in the mix, you know what I'm saying, doing his thing or whatever, so, he was one of the homies we looked up to, you know what I'm saying, and like I say, it definitely, when we lost him, it was like, damn, you know what I'm saying, like,
And then Mike after that.
huh?
And then who else died after that?
Oh, that was, you know what I'm saying, for, artists. Now, we another one of our affiliates, you know what I'm saying, Go Hard, you know what I mean? We had lost Go Hard. We had lost Go Hard after Soul Jane. That was a affiliate, you know what I mean, you know what I'm saying, with this music, which he did some great music with us, you know what I'm saying? He was all over my album, you know what I'm saying, that Trial and Tribulation.
And we gonna get off into that. That's gonna be another segment, but
Go Hard, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, another affiliate, Square Boy affiliate, Lil T, Throwback. We lost him too. We lost him right after Soul Jane. You know what I'm saying? So, a few homies that was affiliated, that was helping us put these projects together, man. You know what I'm saying? We had lost a couple of them boys too, though.
Now I do want to highlight this, bro. It's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, right?
Yeah.
And you just named a bunch of souls. Do you ever catch yourself, man? I'm not gonna just say cry, but you just catch yourself like, man, I done lost some people.
Oh yeah.
And it's hard to deal with right now. I gotta just take a little time to myself. These were some close guys of mine.
Oh yeah. It was like, yeah, most definitely, man. Definitely had a moment, you know what I'm saying, like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I you know what I'm saying, I done been, just, riding around, or, you know what I'm saying, happen to be, at the highs, just chilling or whatever, man, and them boys would hit my head. And, I'd be like, damn, man, like close friends, man, and it's almost like, you know what I'm saying, I can remember all us being together, and then like just in my mind seeing them disappear. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, damn, man,
Did losing them like affect your music? Like, man, I can't rap today.
Man, I didn't realize this till later, but hell yeah, like especially with Soul Jane, you know what I'm saying? Like that really affected my music. That really affected me, man. Well, you know what I'm saying? That you know what I'm saying, I know I lost, you know what I'm saying, like some passion, you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, like, a spark, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying, like he was that, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he was that, man. He used to bring that to the table, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's do it. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Him being around and him, make it, making me laugh, you know what I'm saying? And in times where I might have felt like crying, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just having that, you know what I'm saying? Having them around like that, most definitely, you know what I'm saying? Hell yeah.